Hey, I'm Ari, and I like to draw, and this is I got some new markers. I bought them off the internet. Like I buy everything else off the internet, pretty much. And I bought some Chameleon markers. I bought the pastel versions, because I really, really, really like pastels. If you wouldn't be able to tell by everything else on my channel, because I have some very pastel drawings, but anyway. A lot of these markers do not look like they are pastel to me when I was swatching them, which made me kind of confused. Like there's like that orange color that I swatched twice because I was really confused about it. Did not look pastel. The pink is really pastel, which is quite nice. It's quite lovely. And the other two browny yellowy colors turned out pretty pastel. And then the cool gray really confused me, because it doesn't really look pastel at all. It's this really dark gray color. But yeah, three out of the 5 colors are very pastel, which is quite lovely, but they're pink and browny yellowy, orangey colors. And they're not colors I normally use. Well, I'll use pink, and I'm looking through the instructions there. And I did speed this up just a little bit because I was reading the instructions, and that's kind of boring, and I was making sure I was doing it right. And yeah, it tells you when the nib's broken and how long to do it for, and I'm just reading the instructions, taking forever. Alright, stop reading the instructions now. Okay, trying to figure out how long to hold it apparently. Right, and then we get into the drawing. And my drawing I did was a drawing of Pearl from Steven Universe, because I figured these colors work for Pearl, right? Well, I thought they did anyway. And I drew her holding a rose with the purple color erase pencil, I believe, but I'm not quite positive about that, and I'm trying to figure all this out. And I drew Pearl, as I just said, and she turned out pretty good, I believe. I'm not sure if the colors are quite right, but I did try. So if they turned out looking bad, I'm really sorry about that. I did try to make it so Pearl would look correctly, and right here, when I'm coloring in her hair pink, I meant to use one of the orangey colors for her hair, but I grabbed the wrong marker and it's like, oh yeah, Pearl's hair is pink, and it's not pink. And I am so sorry that I did her hair pink. It still looks good, but I know her hair is not pink. At least I think it's not pink. Oh no, I did have a reference, so I don't have a reference while I'm doing this voiceover though, so I'm sorry. And I drew, I'm going to talk about the drawing and not so much about the markers at the moment, but I drew her holding a rose because everyone knows about her and rose quartz, and she would die for a rose if she could, but she won't because Steven matters to her quite a bit as well. So she's a confusing character, but she's a lovely character, and she's fun to draw. She is not my favorite character in Steven Universe, though. I watch a lot of cartoons, but Steven Universe is one that I had just caught up on recently, and Peridot is honestly my favorite. I'm sorry, she is like the embodiment of everything cute and in my life, because I also do not like it when people touch my shit. I'm sorry, I did not mean to say that. Oh well. So I'm continuing. These markers did work well for the most part. I just didn't like the waiting time for the what is it? Fusing? Is it called a fusing? Oh no, I don't have my markers on. I'm sorry. It took a while, especially if you wanted a certain color. And I never ended up blending it nicely. It didn't look like, to me anyway. And I'm continuing to do this. I did not use any of the fusing stuff on her back leg, so it would just the pure color, I believe. So it's like completely dark because it is her back leg in the sense of where her body is placed on the page. And here I am using the cool gray because I literally, when I bought this, I thought it had a blue in the package and it had a gray and not a blue, and that made me upset. And I wanted a blue pastel color that changed color. If I could talk, it'd be great, right? I always seem to have trouble talking while I do voiceovers. Got the verbal dyslexia. Anyway, yeah, I wanted a blue and not a gray. I have lots of gray markers. No, I know I don't, but I find that I can never have too many blue markers. Blue is ultimately my favorite color. But it turned out fine with the gray. It looks a little darker than what it would have if I had used a blue. I think a blue would have worked a lot better for this picture. But I can't change what I bought, apparently. So, oh well. I did overall enjoy the markers anyway, except for when I'm trying to color in Pearl's top thing, because I'm like, I can't, it doesn't fuse long enough. And then I'm just trying to get it so all the colors are the same, and I'm trying to make it. And for some reason the light source is from behind her. I don't know. I'm not very good with making light sources, so it just looked weird, really. I think that started when I put like the color into the top of her hair and made it light at the tip and not in like the base of her hair. I don't know. I'm not very good with doing shadows and doing all that. I quite often just put colors wherever and be all like, I have shadows. Whether or not they're in the right place for my light source is another thing. My art's really weird, I'm sorry. It's a thing, I guess. Oh well. But she turned out good anyway, I think. Especially for being something I decided to do randomly on a day of the week, I guess. And, well, that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah, the video is almost over. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. If you can like and subscribe, you can leave me a comment. Maybe I'll draw something if you draw something for you request. I would quite enjoy requests, because I can't do this for a whole month. I'm sorry. Alright, bye.